I've been a fan of BLACKPINK since around quarantine, but despite that, I didn't actually listen to Born Pink when it came out. I didn't really care for Pink Venom, and when the album actually came out, after skimming through it, nothing really stood out to me. And after years of not actually listening to the album or BLACKPINK in general, I decided to give it a fair shot. I was re-listening to the 2020 album at the time and I found I really enjoyed it despite everything, and I wanted to find something that would fill the void before the group came back, since they were still on hiatus at the time I was listening to it. So I sat down after finishing another re-listen of the 2020 album and listened to Born Pink for the first time. And to be honest, I remembered why I didn't really care for it when it came out. To be fair, I was exploring different music genres at the time when Born Pink came out, but even then, I feel like it's just a much lesser project when compared to the 2020 album. It's not as doo-doo cheeks as I remembered it being, and to be honest, it's not even a bad album. It just doesn't really hit the same, if you know what I mean. The energy just feels off, and it feels like they're constantly trying to recapture a vibe they had in their previous work without actually understanding what made that vibe good or how to make that vibe work in different scenarios. It's especially egregious with their lead single, Pink Venom, which just feels like a Temu version of How You Like That. They're both pretty stripped back choruses, but something about Pink Venom just makes it feel empty. And the thing is that most of the other parts of Pink Venom are actually good. It's just that for some reason they just blew it on the main part that's supposed to be catchy. Shutdown doesn't really have enough musical progression to be very interesting, and Type of Girl is just kind of a forgettable song. And to be honest, I kind of have the same criticisms for most of the songs on this album. Tally is very repetitive and doesn't really have that much progression, and The Happiest Girl also isn't very memorable. And Ready for Love is just the worst BLACKPINK song I've ever heard. I have not listened to all their songs, but this is pretty safe as the bottom of the barrel for what I have heard. It's boring, it's generic, and it sounds like a mobile game ad because in part it kind of was. But yeah, it was actually a pretty good song. It's still kind of generic, but I still really enjoyed it despite its flaws. But I think there is something to be said about the quality of a girl group album when my favorite song on the album is a solo song. I think Hard to Love is easily the best song on the album, and I'm not saying this because Rose is my favorite member or anything. I don't even think she had the best solo album. I think that easily goes to Jennie. But I do think that the fact that this is the highest rated song on the album does say something. But at the end of the day, if I were to actually ask myself, did BLACKPINK fall off? I think I'd have to say no. Born Pink has a very similar sound and style to the album, so to say they fell off would kind of be like saying they weren't good to begin with, which I don't agree with. I think the problem with this album is that they got a little too comfortable with their regular formula. Instead of naturally letting their sound evolve while still staying in the same lane like what Guts did when compared to Sour, they just kind of kept doing what they were already doing. And while Jump was a nice breath of fresh air, I don't necessarily think it was the best comeback song, at least compared to How You Like That. Deadline is set to release in about a month, at least as of the day I'm recording this, and only time will tell whether it is good or not. But to be honest, even if it's bad, I'd rather see them fail at trying something new than remain stagnant in a style they just can't make work the same anymore. But I want to know, what do you think? Do you think they fell off? Do you like Born Pink? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments down below, and to set the record straight, I do like Born Pink. I just do not think it's as good as the album. I do know that the girls are probably not the ones making a bulk of their creative decisions. I just wanted to make a rant video about one of my favorite music groups. Please don't come after me. I have a Piplup plushie to feed.